I'm not a guitar player. I know how to play a few licks here and there, but I'm definitely not a guitar player. But I'm a music fan, I'm an Aerosmith fan, and I know the style of Joe Perry when he's playing lead or just playing guitar. He's not a guy known for doing this crazy technical tapping. It doesn't sound like a Joe Perry guitar riff to me. Am I crazy here?
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
I've heard just about every Aerosmith song in the catalog. I've never heard Joe Perry play guitar like that.
Well, with this change of the weather, some people might have a little rock and roll pneumonia.
You wanted the best, you got the best from my home studio on Long Island, New York. Welcome to Ian Scotto Rocks. I am your host, Ian Scotto, and you may have seen I just put up a video about the YUNGBLUD collaboration with Aerosmith, questionably if it's Aerosmith, My Angel, and I said I love the song. My opinions have changed. Not that I love the song, because I absolutely love the song. If anything, I love it even more. Been listening to it more and more. But at the end of that video, I say that Joe Perry's solo sounds very strangely unlike anything you've heard Joe Perry do before. And I say that the solo sounds very Eddie Van Halen, which is not an influence of Joe Perry, especially considering the fact that Aerosmith was around before Van Halen, so he was not influenced by Eddie Van Halen. And, you know, there's a certain style of a Joe Perry solo. And so after I made that video, I've been listening to this song more and more just in the past couple of hours, and I am now convinced that that solo is not performed by Joe Perry. And I don't think he's playing lead on this song. I think he may be playing some rhythm guitar, but the lead does not sound very Joe Perry. So I'm going to let you guys be the judge. This is just something I picked up on the more that I'm listening to this. And the fact that the other guys in Aerosmith are nowhere to be seen in this video makes me think maybe this is more of like a Steven Tyler project with YUNGBLUD, and they're just throwing the Aerosmith name on it. Don't get me wrong. Once again, I think it's a great song, but I'll let you guys be the judge. You hear a little bit of this tapping thing going on at the beginning, and then especially at the solo. Let's just play it right from the beginning to start off what I'm talking about here.
Will you cry if I call you my angel? Gotta leave, gotta leave, gotta leave you one more time.
All right, stop it there. I'm not a guitar player. I know how to play a few licks here and there, but I'm definitely not a guitar player. But I'm a music fan, I'm an Aerosmith fan, and I know the style of Joe Perry when he's playing lead or just playing guitar. He's not a guy known for doing this crazy technical tapping. It doesn't sound like a Joe Perry guitar riff to me. Am I crazy here? I've heard just about every Aerosmith song in the catalog. I've never heard Joe Perry play guitar like that. Now let's skip to the solo itself to really show you what I'm talking about here. I love this song, I really do. If I call you my angel. I'm already singing along to it after, just being out a few days, but it's killer. All right, here we go. Gotta leave, gotta leave, gotta leave you. And here we go. Okay, do you guys notice something? You don't see Joe Perry doing that solo. You see them doing the vocals live or at least mimicking it. You don't see Joe Perry like aping that guitar solo or playing it live. I don't think Joe Perry could play that guitar solo, and he's a great guitarist, don't get me wrong, but that Joe Perry's not known for this like technical tapping all over the frets type of thing going on. There are people who could describe this far better than me on YouTube who really know guitar, like Bad Brad. But put it this way, if I went into AI and I said, play me a solo in the style of Joe Perry, it would sound nothing at all like that. So who do I think's on that solo? Who'd they play at the VMAs with? Nuno Bettencourt. So maybe they're working with Nuno Bettencourt in the studio a little bit. It sounds like a Nuno solo. But as I say in the first video I did about this, where the hell are the other guys in Aerosmith? Who's playing on this track? Is it Matt Sorum on drums? Because Steven Tyler's been working more closely with Matt Sorum. I don't know. I don't know who's on this track. It's certainly not Aerosmith, judging by the video. And nowadays, you could do everything digitally. You could do everything through the internet of sending tracks back and forth on Pro Tools. So who's to even say that they recorded this and wrote it together in the studio? I know that's what they're showing here. But maybe after they performed at the VMAs, they wanted to do a hard launch. Okay, let's record a video of us in the studio looking like we're writing this. You know, we have Joe Perry with us. Let's incorporate him into the video. I don't know. I could be totally off. Look, if I see a video of Joe Perry playing that entire solo, I will stand corrected because I'm sure he could do different styles, but it's just not what I'm used to with Joe Perry. That sounds like Nuno. Joe Perry's not influenced by Eddie Van Halen, but Nuno certainly is. And that sounds like an Eddie Van Halen style guitar solo. I want to know what you guys think, but listen, because of the fact that I played so much of this song, this video is bound to be demonetized, unfortunately, but I couldn't really get my point across on this without showing you the video. So please, even if you don't usually subscribe to channels on YouTube, hit that subscribe button because I'm probably making no money off this particular video. So you can do that for me in the very least. Hit like. Hit hype so more Aerosmith fans could come across my theory on this. If you're feeling extra generous, you could hit the thanks button below. That'll send a super thanks, which goes directly to us in keeping the show going for you. And we also have the merch store for kick-ass Ian Scotto Rocks merch on Etsy. What do you think? Is Joe Perry on that guitar solo? Who does Aerosmith currently consist of? Because I don't know, because we see two guys from the band in this video, and I am questioning if Joe Perry played on this. You know, this is kind of like people who go way back with Kiss, and when they listened to the Creatures in the Night album said, Ace Frehley's on the cover, but this doesn't sound like Ace. Or how about when those guys reunited for the Psycho Circus album, and we all thought, wow, it's the four guys, and in the years that followed, we learned it really wasn't the four guys, except for one particular track, and the rest were other guys in the studio. You know, it's easier now than ever to keep the mystique going in this age, where it's just guys sending tracks back and forth. I love this song. I think it's the feel-good song of the fall as the leaves are coming down. It's a fun song. I think it could very likely be a hit, but I'm not sure if it's an Aerosmith song. Anyway, be sure to click here if you want to hear more of my commentary on My Angel by Aerosmith and YUNGBLUD. I'm going to be picking up the EP. I already have it pre-ordered. I want to know if you guys will be. And I'm just excited to hear new music from this iteration of Aerosmith. With that, keep it right here on Ian Scotto Rocks.